Hello! Well, it's been a little while since I've made a video like this, and I thought I'd give you all a little update as to what's going on in my life. So, where to begin? Now, you might have seen that about a month ago I had surgery on my back, and it was called a nerve root block operation, and basically they injected my spine with some painkillers and anti-inflammatory drugs, and that was hopefully going to help ease the pain that I have when I walk, when I stand, and when I'm just generally being. And I was told after about 6 to 8 weeks things should improve, if not sooner, but they haven't. If anything, I think I'm actually worse than I was before. I'm really struggling to move around now. I need a walking stick to get around the house. I'm sort of like a bent over old man, not in a fun way. And yeah, it's just been a funny old time. So I called the consultant secretary as I was told that I should do, and I said that the injections hadn't worked and I wasn't feeling that great, and you know, the pain is so bad now I have trouble sleeping. And she said, leave it with me, I'll speak to the consultant and I'll call you back as soon as he can offer some advice. So the following day she called me back as promised and said the consultant has looked at your MRI scan again and thinks that surgery is probably the best option for you now. So if that's okay with you, you can go on the waiting list for surgery. I was expecting it, really, to be honest with you. You know, he'd discussed that with me before, that surgery probably might be my only option. So I asked her about how long the wait would be, and she's explained to me that basically people waiting for surgery can sometimes be bumped off the list to deal with trauma and sort of incidents where people need immediate surgery. So she said apparently this time of year is worse for it, and she basically said some people have been waiting for a year for this surgery. And honestly, the thought of living like this for a year just doesn't work really with me. I genuinely struggle to move around, and it's kind of robbed me of my independence. When I think about going out now, I'm thinking about where I can park and how far do I have to walk to get to my destination. Do I need to carry something, you know? And I can't even just nip to the shops and get a pint of milk without really having to think about it. And it's sort of stopped me from going out and doing stuff because I just can't handle the pain. So yeah, but there might be a way that I can go down the private route for this operation. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to pan out at the moment. I'm making sort of initial inquiries. Obviously with insurance, sometimes it's a bit tricky if you've got a pre-existing condition, and I do have one, obviously. The actual official term is degenerative disc disease. Something triple D should usually bring a lot of fun, but it doesn't in this case. But yeah, I'm just exploring that route at the moment, and maybe I can take that route. We'll have to see. I'll have some luck. It does look fairly positive, but I don't want to get too excited and too focused on everything working out, because it might not. So yeah, the injections just didn't really work for me, which is a massive shame. I mean, I know all along that they would be masking the pain, but I just hope that they'll give me a bit of relief, but they really haven't. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, especially as I know they work for other people. But hopefully, eventually, I'll be sorted out and I can have the kind of life I used to have back, because it's that time of year where people are going to theme parks for Halloween and there's all these scare events. And I've made so much content over the years covering these events, and I just can't do it. I literally can't do it. Horror mazes aren't very disabled friendly, and so that's a bit frustrating. Even if they were, I've got no means of getting around one. It's a shame, it really is. So that's why there's no Halloween content. I wish there could be some, but you know, maybe next year, we'll see. But some really nice positive news to come out is I've changed over my merch supplier. I used to use Teespring, or Spring as they're now known, and they're based in the USA. And because of the pound's appalling exchange rate at the moment, that meant that the prices of all the merch just shot up. Like some of the hoodies and things actually doubled in price pretty much overnight. And that's not really sustainable. So I'm dealing with a UK based company called Pudalt, who make merch. They make it all by hand, and it's all made per order, and it's a sort of small company, and they actually give 10% of yearly profits to charity, which I think is wonderful. The store is live. There's not all the things that there's going to be on there just yet, but maybe by the time you're watching this, there is. And they're sending me some of the merch so I can show it in videos. But yeah, I've made a few new little bits and pieces. And one of the things I really love is the mugs that they do are like proper mug size, like the kind of mugs you get in theme park sized. So you can have a decent cup of tea in them. So I'm looking forward to getting one of those. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting time. I'm finding like getting the momentum to film videos, it's a bit lacking at the moment, and I really miss doing it. So, you know, I'm gonna push myself to do it because I like bringing out content. It makes me happy, and I can do pretty much all of it in here, sitting down and being relatively comfortable. So yeah, that's a little update on where things are. Hopefully I'll be able to have an operation sooner than over a year wait. We will see. But thank you so much for being part of this journey and watching me on this channel. Yeah, so that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But for now, it's game over.